Morning, everybody. I hope everybody's had a great day. We're going to be doing our divine counterpart, twin flame, love interest, and separation reading. So let's see what's going on today inside of the energies. Spirit, what is the energies of the twin flame, divine counterpart, lovers, and separation? What is the energies? And the energies are criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Right? And this is a very important one. Many times we criticize people because they're not who we want them to be. And why aren't they who we want them to be? Because they're not really for us. We're trying to fit them into a mold that we have. So either our mold is too rigid and we're not open to that person being themselves, or that person is not the right person, in which case it's time to move on, right? So don't try to put a square peg in a round hole, because you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting that other person as well, because they're not who you want them to be, and that's why you're criticizing them. So stop. Either accept them for who they are or move on. So with that, let's see what other energies are presenting themselves in this love in separation reading. So if you haven't been to my reads yet, please like, follow, share, and subscribe. These reads are a little bit different than what you're going to see at most other readers who look at divine counterparts, twin flames, soulmates, and separation, because I'm going to tell you what you need to do for yourself to get that love that you want, not what the other person is doing, because that serves no purpose. You can't fix them. You can't heal them. They have to heal themselves. So Spirit's saying it's time to think of everything that you admire in your partner, right? Instead of criticizing them, think about what they do that makes you happy. The person that you're going to be with or you're with is going to be a past life person, somebody from your soul family, soulmate, twin flame, something with a higher level commitment. Heart. You begin to feel your heart beat faster when you're close, right? And that only happens when you're admiring and not criticizing, because when you're criticizing, you're moving them over here to the hamster wheel. And Cupid. Love is in the air when Cupid is around, right? And so with that, we know we love it when Cupid is around. We're in October, the new energies. Today is the eclipse. It is also, we have the eclipse coming in. We also have a new moon. So those are some really huge manifestation energy changes, new beginnings are coming in. So let's see what else the cards want to tell us around this connection. Spirit, what else is going on with this connection and separation? Give me the energies around it. Spirit, what are the energies? Okay, so we got a few cards here. Let's see what we got. So Spirit is telling us, open your heart. So it's double confirmation that a lot of you have a heart that's being really blocked right now. Let's move this down a little bit. Your heart space is being blocked. We've got two open your heart cards here, which is pretty much telling us that we need to open that heart up a little bit more. Okay. But you are manifesting that one, and that's why Cupid's in the air. There's going to be real feelings. And there's going to be a psychic connection, which is why you see this past life connection. So you're either manifested or you're manifesting. And I'm guessing you're manifesting that one because you're in separation right now. And probably the reason you were in separation is because you were criticizing that other person rather than building them up, rather than accepting them for who they were. And that's work that you have to do. It's not about them. It's always about you. You always bring it back to yourself. What is it that you are learning from that experience? Spirit, what else do you want to tell us about this situation that we're channeling today? What other information do we need? Okay, Spirit gave us a stack load of cards, so let's see what we've got here. So Spirit's saying, change is in the air. Things are going to transition, but you got to work on your self-esteem. You can't be always in that criticizing mode. You have to, be in the accepting mode. You have to be in that place where things are uh, good and you like what's going on with that person. And you look at the positive, change the attitude, change and move over to the positive so you can get to this place. Okay. Some of you are in heartbreak right now because you were hanging with somebody who was non-committal. They had a mask on. They weren't showing them true selves, nor were you showing them the true selves, and probably because you were criticizing them. And that's something you need to change, but only change it if you want to, right? Spirit's saying you really need honesty because you can't wear that mask anymore. You have to really be who you are, and you have to allow them to be who they are. There's a secret admirer up here, and that might be the one that's coming in. I've seen this a couple times already this week. And whoever's been on the side of it, right, they're doing a lot of hooking up, one night stands, mask, not being their true self. Why? Because you were criticizing them, and you got to stop. You got to allow people to be who they are, and if they're not who you want, then guess what? Move on. Thank you next, right? According to Ariana Grande. Thank you next. Why? Because you're not helping yourself, nor are you helping another person. Fear of being alone is not a reason to be able, to keep a relationship going on if you really don't like that person. You're not helping themselves and you're not helping you. So let's go take a look at and see what is blocking love in your situation. I think we got a few clues here. So let's see what is blocking this love from manifesting. Spirit, give me one or two things that is blocking this connection. Well, Spirit gave us 4, so it seems like there's a lot blocking this connection. Spirit can put a lot out there, but I generally ask it to give us the top level ones. Why? Because we want to make sure that in the end, we're not focusing on too much. Feeling of being unloved, right? And that's self-worth. You deserve someone who can support you emotionally and love you fully. Not compatible. You don't really believe there's a match for you. Have an open mind. And that's probably why the criticizing is coming out, because you two really aren't compatible, because your little sets of must-haves are so small. And many times that's a trauma response because you're responding to what society tells you should have, not what your heart does. And so you've got to open that heart up and allow yourself to understand what it is that truly makes you happy. And that comes from going within. Confusion, right? Confusion leads to illusion. You don't know what you want, so you need clarity before you get involved, right? And so that's another problem where you're in confusion, and when you're in confusion, that also means that you are in illusion, so you're not seeing things clearly. You got to get back into your heart space and really see through that illusion. Again, comes through healing. Demanding. You set impossible standards for your partner to meet. Be less demanding. And again, this comes from a trauma response because you're expecting everybody to be who your little list is, and your little list is not even what you want. It's what society tells you want. And so you're judging somebody against the standards that's not even your own. You have to go inside yourself, open that heart up and find out what it is, because all of this is causing that criticizing and being a victim. You feel helpless to change your love life, but you can change whenever you want. And this I see a lot with people with a narcissist paradigm that says, well, this person's a narcissist, that person's a narcissist. Well, sometimes they are. I mean, there's some real narcissists out there. Trust me, I've experienced them. However, many times it's somebody playing the victim role, and that's what a narcissist does too, which is play the victim. It's not me, it's everybody else, right? It's got to be the other three. Cannot be me. And you have to get out of that victim mentality. You make choices in your life, and you have to own those choices in your life. And when you don't own those choices in your life, a lot of times you start getting into the victim mentality of, well, I was a victim. This person did this to me. Well, you allowed that person to do it to you. So that's choice. And so Spirit is pointing all this out to you. so that you can go within and heal. And remember, healing is only good if you want to heal. If you don't want to heal, then it's not really going to do a thing because you don't want to do it. Healing, changing, all that stuff only comes and is only positive when you're changing for yourself because you realize that something isn't you. Then that's the reason to change. But to make people change for you, or to make yourself change for another, that's not a healthy decision, because that's actually not realizing who you are, and you're changing because you want to be who somebody else wants you to be. And if you can't even be yourself, then guess what? You're never going to be happy in a relationship. So that's what's blocking you in love. So let's take a look at what is it that we can do. We're going to get a message from our higher self who has solved this problem. We're going to see what our higher self from the future wants to tell us right now of how we can get out of this stuckness that we're in and into this wonderful connection that we have. And so Spirit's giving us 2 cards, and we have, first one is, the sacrifices you make today will be worth it, right? So Spirit's telling you, go in and do that healing, do the work, right? And doing the work is not just liking a bunch of spiritual memes and, listening to some positive thoughts. It means actually going in and facing your shadows, understanding what it is that your soul truly wants by opening your heart and actually doing the work. It gets ugly, it's tough, it's difficult, it's not an easy path, but when you make these sacrifices, and that's why it says a sacrifice, it'll be worth it, because when a new door opens, walk through it and begin again. And Spirit's saying there's a new door that's opening. We're coming through an eclipse season, so that's endings and new beginnings. And this is the end of the eclipse season. This is your chance. That door is going to be opening. Choose to walk through it, because if you don't choose to walk through it, you go through what I call the hamster wheel of karma. If you look at my reads, everything on this side of it is the positive choices that you can make. Everything on this side is choices that are a little bit more challenging, and here's the bridge. Here's how you get there. So let's look at timing. Everybody wants to know when, because we see that there is a soul-based connection, one that wants to manifest itself. And let's see what's the timing on this connection, this door that is going to be open, the secret admirer, this soulmate, this high-level soulmate, the psychic connection. Spirit, when can we see this? And Spirit gave us 2 cards at a special day, a date, and potentially in June. So for the people watching this, well, I'm coughing like crazy. It means that your communication is really blocked. There's a lot of throat blockage coming on with this, because I'm just feeling it as I'm channeling it. This one's going to take a little while. This is another half a year or so, and it's going to be around the June time frame. Why? Because you really got to get in there. You've got to open that heart. But when you do, and you release all this, you got around June time that this really big one, the one, is going to be manifesting in. So with that, please like, follow, share, and subscribe. And let me know if any of this resonated. If it didn't, that's okay. This is a general read for the collective. I do a read just about every day. So you can watch the next read and see if that one hits you better by liking, following, sharing, subscribing to the channel. You will be more in tune with the readings, because I'll be able to pick up on your energies a little bit more. And if you're feeling the urge to get a reading, the sale that I have up on the screen right now, it's ending at the end of this week. This is the last week in September. We're now into October, and so within the next couple days, I'm going to be changing that sign. And when I change that sign, the price is going to go up. So if you are looking for a reading, this is the time to grab it. So please like, follow, share, subscribe, and have a great day. Cheers.